Imagine being invited to a conference in a foreign country, then being kidnapped and tortured. Imagine your host refusing to take any responsibility for what has happened to you. This is the story of Nizar Zakka, a Lebanese citizen and a permanent resident of the United States, who spent 4 years in an Iranian jail only because he trusted his hosts.
I am Nizar Zakka. I am originally from Lebanon. I work in the information technologies sector. I promote internet freedom of expression. I never went to Iran unless I am officially invited by the government of Iran. I was invited by the Ministry of Telecom of Iran, and I represented the global ICT sector. I saw Iran, it's a very booming, very good country, a lot of young people, smart, intelligent, and I developed a very good relation with the Ministry of Telecom of Iran. I made a relationship with the ICT Association of Iran, ICT Guild. It's a very big association, a lot of members, very advanced. And since then, we have been very active together.
And who was inviting you to go to Iran?
The Ministry of Telecom, many times. Sometime I was invited by this Cyberspace Council. It's headed by the Supreme Leader of Iran. I was also invited other times by the Vice President of Iran for Women Affairs.
This is Iran's former Vice President for Women's Affairs, Shahin Dokht Molaverdi. Since she was the one who invited Nizar to the conference in 2015, we thought it might be a good idea to call her and ask her a few questions about Nizar's arrest and incarceration.
At that time, we had meetings, we had workshops. It was really very good. And we had dinners, and the momentum was much bigger than expected. They were really very proactive, and it shows that the women of Iran has a lot to give to the world, and they are very smart, very well educated. I was really happy at the last visit. In fact, I was going to Iran with a lot of good energy and will. Iran was really promising for everybody. It was a market of 90 million young people. The whole world was so excited. Everybody was thinking strategy, how we're going to move, what is the time.
In July 2015, Iran reached a deal with 7 world powers to limit its nuclear program. The Iranian government began inviting foreign companies and individuals to invest in the country. But the powerful Islamic Revolutionary Guard, which controls much of Iran's economy and military, wanted to be in charge of these new investments. This meant a battle for supremacy between the guards who are supported by Iran's leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei and the government of President Hassan Rouhani, who had invited Nizar to Iran.
We had the impression that the Revolutionary Guard wanted openness, wanted to make a deal, but they wanted to do it themselves, not through the president's system or the official system. When I was there the first time, I didn't really understand how deep this divide is between the two entities. In the last 2 days, I was being monitored very, very carefully. And it was very obvious. And there were a couple of people who I knew, they were all of a sudden showing up, that they should not be showing up. They're showing up, talking to me.
The guards not only followed Nizar, but also filmed his movements. This footage, shot for a documentary produced by the guards, shows the moment of Nizar's arrest.
I saw a car coming and blocking the street. And the minute I saw that, I felt something wrong, very wrong is happening. They show a paper or something to the taxi driver. Then I learned afterwards that they told him, this is a spy and don't interfere. So the guy left everything and they took me and that's it. They immediately put me in the car, put my head down, and they say, you are now ours, nobody can ask about you. And now give us your passport. We have someone taking your passport going to Lebanon, so nobody is gonna ask for you. They put me in a room, 2 meter by 4 meter room. The most scary thing that happened to me was the minute they made me change my clothes. You know, I was wearing my clothes, they changed me and put me in the blue. And I felt that this is something long-term. And I didn't really had any idea where I was or anything. Because, you know, I'm all the time blindfolded, nothing. And nobody speaks even English. There is only one interrogator who barely speaks English at the time.
So tell me about the circumstances of your cell. What kind of a cell you were in?
You know, for a foreigner, it's very hard. I don't speak the language. I didn't understand anything. I didn't know what's going on. It's only a carpet on the floor, and they give you one cover or two covers. One you can use it, and it was cold at that time. Whenever somebody wants to come, they knock on the door. You have to put you have to get blindfolded. For 18 months, I couldn't see anything except blindfold. It's just crazy. They have like a small window in the door. You open it, you get the food, and I eat in the corner. And that's it. They interrogate me. They tell me make a video. I refuse to make a video. They tell me make a video, we'll let you go. I tell them let me go. I make a video. It's a chicken or egg approach. So they say.
So what did they want you to say?
I am a spy. I want to kill somebody or whatever. They want me to say that I want to against the regime. I say I don't know about anything. I really don't know anything about the regime. Who's the regime? Who's not the regime? I'm coming like really a complete ignorant. I'm coming to a country to do what I do. I'm not like promoting anything. So he asked me make a video. So I refused. So he brought me. He leave me. First he start putting keep me all day without food. And put a piece of pistachio on the table. This is what really hurt me a lot at that time. And he tells me, if you answer, you can eat. Otherwise, you cannot eat. Really, like a dog. When if you do something good, you get a treat. You start feeling things. You are losing things one after the other. They make you lose your humanity. You know, you forget that you're a human. You forget everything. They try everything to humiliate you by making you lose hope of everything. You don't know anything anymore. You feel like no one. I remember one day a guy wanted to cut my hair. I kept like, I don't remember, I don't know what happened. I start like crying non-stop to complete depression. I don't know why, you don't know what's happening. You just don't know what's going on with your mind, with your head.
Since the 1979 Islamic Revolution, Iranian jailers have developed a potent mixture of physical and psychological torture to force prisoners to confess on television. The purpose of this spectacle is to humiliate the prisoners in public, to make an example of them, and to make them fear the regime for the rest of their lives.
At the beginning, it was like regular. Every day they make you, they talk to you. When you don't answer correctly, they say, okay, now you're not answering, we gave you a chance to answer. They take you to a place inside this room. There is this room and there is a wall, and behind the wall they go in. It's no camera on purpose. And they put you against a wall and like this. They put you like this and they make you feel like pull all your body inside for hours, until you faint. They keep on doing that until you faint. And then they come, hey, what happened to you? It's nothing, it's
Someone
okay.
pushes you.
Yeah, he pushed you, and you have pain and pain and pain for hours. Oh, and then they tell you, okay, sit like this, and they make you sit like this for hours and hours. Not hours, but like 20 minutes at a time, and then you stand up, and you're almost dead, and then you want to put your hand. Every time you put your hand, he put his foot on your hand. Again and again and again, that you start at night feeling these pains, and you don't sleep at night, you don't feel at night. So every time they ask me to sign something, I say no, then he has the book. Also, you don't see anything. So you see, you are sitting, and then it becomes so hard because you never know when you're going to be hit, because you don't know if he's next to you, he's far away. Every day after interrogation, you're blindfolded. So he will take you out of the room to a yard where the guard come and take you. Okay, so you go into a yard with the interrogator. He takes you. He's carrying you from behind, and you're blindfolded, and the guard will come and pick you up. So he will keep on moving you, and then boom, he hit you on your head. You hit a tree every day. I have seen people who cannot walk anymore in Iran. They're limping all the time because of torture. I have seen people with back pain regularly. I have seen people with a lot of people get whipped, get slapped, get punched. One guy had all his fingernail gone. Oh, one guy has no fingernail. Says they are the real prisoners. I always tell them, why are you doing that? Why? Why you have to be so bad? He's not trying to find information. Even if what he's doing, even if you want information, it's bad. But he wasn't. He was just enjoying it. I don't understand why. I will never turn this into hate. They should feel bad. I should not feel bad. It's an experience. I just hope I will get over it with time. I will heal. I feel bad for them because they had to be so evil in their life. How can they live with themselves?
How often do you have nightmares?
Not very often. I'm not, but the problem is I'm scared to sleep. I take sleeping pills to go to bed. I see people leaving me behind, being dropped. Nobody recognized me. I was dreaming that all this is a dream, that I am out. I am still there. So I dream I'm still there. I will not wake up. Hello? Hello?
Oh, she didn't answer. I think she just hung up. After 18 months in solitary confinement, Nizar was taken to court. His judge was Abul Qasim Salavati, one of the most infamously vicious and at the same time unintelligent Iranian officials. There are no pictures of Nizar's trial. But here's a picture of my own trial. I'm the man on the right who is not talking. I look miserable and disgusted by those who put me through months of physical and psychological torture. I was arrested by the Revolutionary Guards in 2009. I was a defendant in a show trial of political activists and journalists. Salavati was the judge in our trial. Salavati is trusted by the guards because he listens to them and sentences defendants according to the guards' orders.
Qadi Salawati, Judge Salawati is like, he's the lowest thing you can see in your life. When you look at him, you say, who is this who's sitting here? How come? You look at yourself, oh my God, life is so bad for me that I need to speak to such a person. There is no intellectual thing in him, not even religious part. There has nothing, not even a religious component doesn't have. Like maybe you can learn from him something religiously. He's nothing. He's just somebody, you tell him, okay, do this, he will do it. He was telling me, he told me, are you gonna go home, you're gonna kiss your family, you're gonna say, you're gonna forgive us.
Salavati promised Nizar a suspended sentence that would lead to his release. But as usual, Salavati was lying. He later went back on his word and informed Nizar of his new decision a few days later.
So the next week, he told me you have 10 years and $4,100 million fine. I said him, what's the fine? He told me the fine because you had ideas that you want to do something.
What was the reason they gave you your sentence?
Working with the enemy government. This is a normal. They give it to everybody. Salawati doesn't even look at what the case or what any.
After learning of Nizar's sentence, Mrs. Mollaverdi said that Iran's government had no role in his arrest and indirectly blamed the guards and the judiciary for his situation. She insisted that such actions are bad for Iran's image and foreign investment into the country.
اتفاقاتی که قطعاً ضربه میزنه به تغییر نگاه بیرونی به در واقع امنیت داخلی کشور ما برای سرمایه گذاری که در واقعیت هم چنین نیست. این تصویر غلطی که ارائه میشه و در واقع چهره غلطی که از کشور ما به نمایش گذاشته میشه به هیچ وجه مورد تایید دولت نیست و ما تمام تلاشمون رو به کار بستیم که این اتفاق نیفته، ولی در عین حال شاهد هستیم که نتونستیم تأثیر چندانی داشته باشیم در موردش.
After the trial, Nizar was transferred to a communal cell where he met former members of the regime who had for different reasons parted ways with Ayatollah Khamenei and his coterie. They included Mehdi Hashemi, the son of the former President Hashemi Rafsanjani, and Esfandiar Rahim Mashai, the closest ally of former President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad. Mehdi Hashemi's father, the former President Rafsanjani, had been sidelined by Ayatollah Khamenei. Mehdi Hashemi had been arrested because of his role in protest in 2009. Imprisoned Hashemi told Nizar about his father's death or alleged murder by supporters of the supreme leader.
He's a fighter. He's angry. And he's kind, funny, and he wanted to take care. He took good care of me. The part that is sad is like his dad. His father's death was like chemical, that nuclear waste and nuclear radiation.
That's what he told you?
Oh yeah, he's officially told me that, and that his mom and his sister have currently radiation, and they're being treated in London for that. And the only reason he did not get that is because he was in prison.
Mahmoud Ahmadinejad was the president of Iran from 2005 to 2013. Halfway through his presidency, he started a series of disputes with the leader. Rahim Mashai was the president's most vociferous supporter in his battles. In 2016, Mashai was imprisoned on charges of propaganda and acting against national security.
He doesn't speak English, but he knows how to manage himself pretty well. I met him at the time when he was going to court. You know, I don't know if you remember when he went to court and he took his clothes off. He is in regular connection with Ahmadinejad, and they're regularly connecting. There were some uprising. He was involved in it, even from inside Evin. So it was some...
Sorry, what do you mean?
At one time, there were some uprising about some activities.
Oh, you mean in late 2017?
Exactly,
early 2018.
exactly. Yeah, there were some uprising, and he was very involved in it. And it was funny because
from prison.
He was talking to Ahmed. He had they gave him because of his position, they gave him rights to talk a few minutes every day. So every day he talk, and then he come tell me, today they're gonna do this, they're gonna do this. So another area that we work on a lot, which is internet freedom, and this is the subject we are discussing today.
In January 2019, the Revolutionary Guards released a documentary film, which included the moment of Nizar's arrest. The program portrayed him as an agent of American intelligence agencies. The documentary was filled with conspiracy theories, and it specifically objected to Nizar's activities to empower women in the Middle East. These actions were described as part of an insidious plan to penetrate Islamic societies and westernize them. Nizar was among a number of foreign and dual nationals in Iranian prisons. The government of Iran often uses foreign prisoners to exchange them for its own supporters held in other countries or to make money through their release. Nizar's release was in exchange for the release of Negar Qotskani, an Iranian arrested in Australia for breaching US sanctions. News of Nizar's release was announced suddenly along with a fabricated justification on June 11, 2019, almost 4 years after his arrest.
با درخواست رئیس جمهور و تأیید حزب الله این اطمینان حاصل شد که بعد از آزادی مرتکب جرم مجدد نخواهد شد و نهایتاً دادگاه ما امروز با آزادی مشروط آقای نزار زاکا موافقت کرد و تحویل نمایندگان کشور لبنان خواهد شد.
So they took me to the Revolutionary Guard section. And in the Revolutionary Guard, they told me, you're going to be released, but we need to, you need to spend some time with us, you need to change, you need to look good. They took me to the shopping. They told me, you're going to forgive us for what we did to you. And you please go. They took me to buy carpet. They bought for me carpet. They said that this is a gift from us for your family. You were in the wrong place at the wrong time. We apologize. So I just wanted to finish. They took me to a market, to a whole mall for carpet, this whole building for carpet. So they take me there and they tell me, I said, okay, this one. They say, no. This is 10% silk, 5% leather. This is from this area, this is from this area. You have to get one more important, one better one. They kept me 3 hours searching for a carpet. I felt that this is a game. You know, they had like all the cameras looking everywhere, filming me.
Finally, you bought a carpet?
Yeah, I had to choose one. I just said this one, and then I kept on. Then I said, okay, this one, it represent. It's the silk is good, and it is very. It shows a horse. I like horse, and it shows a culture of Iran. So I said it's also cultural. So I really like, and it was a big. It's not like carpet on for the floor. It's for the wall. You know, it was so like some kind of important carpet.
The footage of Nizar's last shopping experience in Iran has not been released yet. But this is the carpet his jailers finally chose for him as a souvenir of 4 years of torture and humiliation. The guards then published a number of photos of a clean-shaven and well-dressed Nizar to prove that he was treated well in prison. In order to secure his release, the head of Lebanon's General Security Directorate, Abbas Ibrahim, personally accompanied Nizar from Tehran to Beirut on a private jet. So how was the flight to Lebanon?
So I was looking at the screen, at the flight, and he was talking to me, and I was staying quiet. He said, come on, relax. I said, wait, just let me, when it crosses, I will talk. Because I swear, I didn't believe that I am leaving it. I couldn't believe. So when it crossed, I said, okay, now it's my turn. I said, I was really angry. I'm not angry, I was just, and he was nice. He was really, really nice because he was like understanding to my case. And I told him, let's check, maybe they put us something in the luggage and now we can go. We landed in Beirut. Directly we went to the President's Palace, directly, and we had a big press conference.
أنا نزار زكا يلي تعودتوا اتوجه لكم من معتقل إيفين بإيران. بتوجه لكم اليوم لأول مرة من بيت الشعب اللبناني، من بيت الصمود والكرامة والإباء والصلابة، من تحت شمس الحرية يلي اشتقت لها كتير.
After we finished the interview, we thought we should try calling Mrs. Molaverdi one last time, in the hope that we might finally reach her.
Hello, how are you? Mrs. Molaverdi?
Yes.
How are you?
How are you?
This is Nizar Zakka. Do you remember me?
No.
No. Mrs. Mulaverdi, this is Nizar Zakka. You invited me to go to Iran and you left me. I was taken hostage by the Revolutionary Guard for 4 years.
I can't speak English very good.
Yes, Mrs. Mulaverdi.
خانم مولاوردی، ایشون آقای نزار زکا هستند و میگن که شما دعوتشون کردید ایران برای کنفرانس و ایشون زندانی شدند.
خب
یادتون نمیاد؟
الان چرا؟ تماسشون برای چیه؟
تماسشون برای اینه که میخوام ببینن که چه اتفاقی افتاد، چرا زندانی شدن.
والا ما مثل ایشون خبر نداریم، ما خبرش رو شنیدیم دیگه. بعدم که همش تو رسانه ها ما پیگیر بودیم و هیچ توضیحی بیشتر از این ندارم واقعا بگم.
بله. بعد یه سوال دیگه که داشتن اینه که میگن که میپرسن حدس میزدید که همچین اتفاقی بیفته که زندانشون کنن یا نه؟
اصلا چون من هیچ شناختی نسبت به ایشون نداشتم و بارها گفتم من فقط به عنوان رئیس شورای سیاستگذاری یک همایش دعوتنامه ها رو امضا کردم بدون اینکه شناختی داشته باشم. ایشون مقاله داده بود، مقالهشون پذیرفته شده بود و مثل بقیه مهمانان خارجی آمدند و شرکت کردن در همایش. بعد اون ماجرا پیش اومد.
بله.
ما از هیچ چیز خبر نداشتیم.
و پیگیری شما به چه صورتی بود که
من اسم ایشون رو نشنیده بودم.
How does she feel that I spent 4 years?
و ایشون میپرسن که چه احساسی دارید که من 4 سال بیگناه زندان بودم.
من مظلوم 4 سال
من به عنوان یک انسان واقعا متاسفم و 4 سال هم تا جایی که تونستیم ما پیگیر بودیم و بارها مصاحبه کردیم، ولی خب دست ما نبود، دست دولت هم نبود دیگه.
دست کی بود؟
من 4 years I went because she invited me.
قضایی بود و نظام امنیتی کشور و واقعا میگم یعنی نه در جریان بودیم و نه میدونستیم چی داره پیش میاد.
I only went out of respect for her because she invited me. How can she leave me and don't speak up for me?
میگه که من به هر حال مهمون شما بودم و از طرف شما دعوت شده بودم و این رسم رفتار با یک مهمان نیست.
If she cannot protect me, why she invited me?
میگن اگه منو نمیتونستید از من حمایت کنید چرا اصلا دعوت هم کردید؟
ما که نمیدونستیم چه اتفاقی قراره بیفته. ایشون بارها به ایران ظاهرا اومده بودن سالهای گذشتهش و چنین ماجرایی پیش نیامده بود.
How she will feel if she is invited one day to a country and taken hostage for 4 years?
و این دفعه به اصطلاح این ماجرا پیش اومد. بنابراین ما که خبر نداشتیم که چه اتفاقی داریم.
بله. بعد توجیه اون نهادهای امنیتی و قضایی که شما میفرمایید برای دستگیری ایشون چی بود؟
والا همون چیزی که رسانه‌ای شد که درخواستی که صادر شد، ما بیشتر از این در جریان نیستیم واقعا.
ایشون خب در
اون در واقع ایشون محکوم شدن. یعنی توضیح بیشتر از اون رو به ما ندادن و ما هم در جریان نبودیم.
خب در رسانه ها فقط مطرح شد که ایشون به خاطر به خطر انداختن امنیت دستگیر شدن، ولی هیچ جرم خاصی رو در رسانه ها مطرح نکردن. آیا به شما هیچ وقت گفتن که دلیل دستگیری ایشون چی بود؟
ما فقط 1-2 بارم تو تلویزیون برنامه‌هایی رو ساختن و اعلام شد که پروژه خاصی برای حوزه زنان داشتن، برای انحراف مسیر حوزه زنان و این کلیات رو ما به این شکل در جریان قرار گرفتیم و نمیدونم بودجه خاصی قرار بود اختصاص بدن برای این پروژه. اینو در تلویزیون ما شنیدیم، یه برنامه مستندی که ساخته شده بود وگرنه هیچ جزئیاتی رو ما خبر نداشتیم.
بله. شما به اون برنامه اعتراض کردید، به اون پخش اون برنامه؟
من دیگه مسئولیتی نداشتم اون موقع و بعد از مسئولیت من در حوزه زنان این برنامه پخش شد کردم. من به عنوان یک انسان واقعا متاسفم.
Just sorry as a human being.
Why she did not contact me, or she, after I left or when I was there, just to say that she's sorry for what happened to me.
همین تماس من و اینکه حتی من به اصطلاح اینکه این فکر رو داشته باشم که تماس بگیرم معذرت خواهی کنم، خودش یک، الان من خودم راجع به این موضوع پرونده دارم و تقویت میکنم ذهنیت رو که ایشون واقعا اومده بوده تو حوزه زن یه پروژه اجرا بکنه. این ذهنیتی که وجود داره رو تقویت میکنه، در حالی که هم من میدونم هم خودشون و هم آقای زاکا میدونن که چنین پروژه‌ای واقعا در کار نبود.
اون پروژه‌ای که مطرح کردن چی بود؟ گفتن که ایشون یه پروژه‌ای می‌خواست اجرا کنه.
مسیر زنان و نمیدونم
انحراف به چه صورتی؟
که همین برنامه‌های کشورهای غربی رو بیان پیاده بکنن و از این حرفا.
Mrs. Mulaverdi, I was left alone in Infiradi for 4 years. I do not speak any word of Farsi. I didn't know anybody in Iran, and I was left behind. And nobody came to my rescue. How do you feel? How do you think about this?
والله کسایی که در اختیار اطلاعات سپاه قرار میگیرن تمامشون بله، یعنی حتی هموطنان خودمون هم که به این شکل بازداشت میشن کلا دسترسی بهشون نیست، ولی این انتظار رو نمیدونم تا چند اندازه واقع بینانه است که ایشون دارن که مخصوصا اون زمان که ما تو دولت بودیم مسئولیت داشتیم و اون اتهامی که منعکس شده بود که ایشون با هدف خاصی اومده بوده و اینا واقعا نمیشد که ورود خاصی کرد به این موضوع.
پس در حقیقت میشه گفتش که سرنوشت خیلی از مهمانان خارجی در ایران و شهروندان ایران در خود کشور به دست سپاه، اطلاعات سپاه و نهادهای امنیتی و دولت هیچ کاری نمیتونه برای این شهروندای ایرانی و خارجی بکنه. درسته؟
ظاهرا همینه، چون بحث امنیت و امنیت ملی مطرح میکنن و توجیهشون بر این اساس هست، لذا این حق ویژه رو قائل هستن برای خودشون که
پس توجیه دولت برای دولت بودن چیه؟
زمام امور رو به دست بگیرن.
بعد من از شما میپرسم که توجیه دولت برای این که اصلا دولت باشه چیه؟
اجازه بدید بگه.
Thank you. I want to thank you for your time, Mrs. Mulaverdi, and for answering my question. I really hope you will help the people who are left behind, the Muslim in Evin. Please help them not to stay. They are all Muslim. I was with a lot of Muslim, and I hope you will help them to get out.
میگه که من خیلی از شما تشکر میکنم که سوالای منو جواب دادید و بله امیدوارم. حالا شما فکر میکنید که بتونید هیچ کمکی به اونا بکنید، به اون افراد مظلوم؟
انشاءالله، ولی خب میدونید که من دیگه مسئولیت و اختیاری ندارم، ولی به صورت مدنی و غیر رسمی اگر کمکی از دستمون برمیاد انشاءالله دریغ نمیکنم.
Hope one day we will meet you outside of Iran or in a free Iran.
میگه که امیدوارم یه روز شما رو خارج از ایران یا در یک ایران آزاد ببینم.
ممنون از تماست.
خیلی ممنون، مرسی.
Nizar now lives in Washington, D.C., where he's been based for the past 20 years. Since his release, he's worked tirelessly to publicize the situation of foreign prisoners and hostages in Iran.
Tell me a little bit about that.
This is the worst thing, to leave and feel that these people are behind. Now, my therapy is working to get other people out is my therapy. Every single thing that I can do in my capacity, the UN, to go to appoint lawyers, to talk to their family, to visit their family. Today, the only passion I have is towards the hostages, not about anything else.
The Revolutionary Guards are still holding dozens of dual nationals and foreign prisoners. They include academics, businessmen, and environmental activists who traveled to Iran only because they trusted their hosts.